Hey, this is Pierre Delacote working at Planet Technologies. Do you know how many meetings you have? Do you know if you have too many meetings? Probably all of you have too many meetings. But do you know how much it costs to your organization? So in Viva Insights for the My Organization dashboards, you have a lot of dashboard about a lot of things like organizational resiliency, the if you can foster innovation, if you have effective manager, etc., etc. There's one which is very interesting is transform meeting culture. So you can see, if you're attending too many large meetings, but in fact, you have more data in workplace analytics, which is behind the scenes. So if you have access to workplace analytics, you can find the same kind, but with more information. So let's go in transform meeting culture. And if you go into this one, for example, 96% of employees spend majority of the time in a long or large meeting. So what is the impact? What is the cost of that? So if you click on see more insight, you can explore the stats here. First, it tells you that it's mainly the problem is with the sales and marketing team, the finance team, and product team. So you might want to work with those teams to figure out what is the problem. Then you can explore the stat and you will find magically some data about the cost, estimated cost. So the amount of is calculated by using the salary that I provided. So in fact, you inject when you set up Viva Insight, you inject that kind of average salary per hour salary, and that how it's calculate how much money you lost having either redundant hours, multitasking during the meetings, conflicting hours. So people who have several meetings at the same time. Redundant hours is when you have um, several managers, the manager of a manager and manager of a manager in the same meeting, so they're redundant. So why would you have all the managers in the same meeting if one is enough? That's how it calculates this data. But that will help you to put a number. It's pretty bold. It might not correspond to all the culture. For example, at Planet Technologies, we have meetings with customers. So in fact, when we have meetings, it's a good thing because we're making money engaging with customers. So it doesn't apply to all the customers, but that can give you a rough idea of how much money you're losing in meetings, and that will help you to drive the plan to have a different approach in terms of meetings. And the plan is usually there are some best practice. So schedule shorter meetings, include a clear meeting agenda, and also I think one of the recommendation is to have more discussion before the meeting. So you can focus the meeting, and you can have a shorter meeting and focus on making decision during the meeting rather than spending the time to catch up on what you didn't catch up on in your email box. Because most of the time, what I've seen with a lot of customers, they're meeting because their communication skills are very low within emails, and people are confused, or even they don't read the emails since they have so many emails, so they need to gather and talk in a meeting. So look at Viva Insight. It's very, very powerful, especially for my organization. It's very powerful tools that help you to measure what's going on in your organization at every level. So and you cannot have access to individual data, but you can have access to teams data, division data. You can define and inject the kind of data you want to look at. Hope this was helpful.